Hello and welcome to the Football for Kids podcast with me, Darren Rees. In this episode, we're going to be speaking about the Champions League. Before we do that, we need to do some shout outs and some messages. So thank you to everyone who's been in touch recently with their messages, and thank you to all of you new people who have joined on Patreon and all of you who are still supporting on Patreon. I really appreciate it. There's episodes for you to listen to on there on Luka Modric, Gary Neville, a football quiz, and over the next couple of weeks, there'll be more stuff on there as well. Right then, the first one is a massive shout out to Harrison Kerr, who listens to the podcast every night, and he's 8 years old from Newtown Abbey, Northern Ireland. He's football mad and plays for Carmody FDC. He's Liverpool mad, although his favourite player is Jack Grealish. Well, a massive shout out to you, Harrison, and to everybody who plays in your football team, and of course your brilliant football coaches. I really hope that you enjoy this episode. And the next one says, "Hi Darren, my name's Isaac, I am 7 years old and I play for Allerton Bywater Miners and Bradford City. I'm a huge fan of Leeds United and Inter Milan, and I love listening to your podcast before I go to bed. Please can you do an episode on Lautaro Martinez? Can you also say hello to my friends at Allerton Bywater Miners, especially Fox and Harvey? Thank you, from Isaac." Well, a big shout out to you, Isaac, and to all of your friends. Thank you so much for your message and for your request. I really hope that you enjoy this episode and all the episodes which we've got coming up in the not so distant future. The penultimate message on this episode says, "Hello Darren, my name's Finley and I'm 5 years old from Bedford and I love listening to your podcast every day. My favourite podcast is the one on Harry Kane because I'm a big Tottenham fan. I love football and I play for my local football team, Bromham Youth. Can you please shout out to all my teammates and coaches for the great work which they do? I would love to hear a podcast on Heung-min Son. He is one of my favourite players." And that is from Finley Mason. Well, thank you very much for your message, Finley. Thank you so much for being a listener. I hope that you enjoyed the episode on Heung-min Son. A big shout out to your football team and your coaches. I hope that you had a really good season last season and you're all getting ready and prepped for the next season, which will just be round the corner before we know it. And the last one says, "Hello Darren, my name is Ivo and I started listening to your podcast and I love it. By the way, I'm from Taiwan and I play for my school. My position on the pitch is goalkeeper. My favourite episodes were the ones about Wayne Rooney and R9 Ronaldo. My request is that you do an episode about Emiliano Martinez if possible. Keep up the good work and cheers. All the best, from Ivo." Well, thank you very much for your message, Ivo, and thank you for your request. Great to know we've got listeners out in Taiwan, and I hope that you're enjoying being a goalkeeper and playing with all of your school friends. The most important thing is that you're having fun doing it. Right, that's all we've got time for in terms of shout-outs and messages on this episode. If you'd like to send a message, you can ask an adult to send an email to footballforkidspodcast@gmail.com. Let's get started on the Champions League, shall we? The Champions League, which has also been known as the European Cup and a very long time ago was known as the European Champions Club Cup, has been going since 1955. When it first started, it was purely a knockout football tournament. If you lost, hard luck, you were out. A bit like the FA Cup. But nowadays it works like this. Bear with me. The competition starts in June of the previous year, and a series of rounds take place to decide who will go into the group stages. The group stages are made up of 32 teams who go into 8 different groups with 4 teams in each group. One of the rules is that you can't have more than one team from the same football association in one group. So, Manchester United and Manchester City could never go in the same group together. Neither could Manchester United and Arsenal, or Liverpool and Tottenham. They have to be from different leagues. But this is one of the things which makes it very exciting, because we get to see some of the top teams in the Premier League play some of the top teams in the La Liga and some of the top teams all around the European football leagues. In the group stages, each of the teams will play each other and a mini league is formed. The top 2 of the league go on to the knockout stages. The The third place team in each group gets transferred to the Europa League, and the fourth place team, well, they just exit the group and the competition, and their time is over until the next year. The top 2 teams from the mini group stages will play different teams in a round of 16. Then there's a quarter-final, then there's a semi-final, and then almost a year later from when it all started, there's the final. One of the most exciting games of football in the footballing calendar. Now that's out of the way, and we kind of understand how it works, did you know that the country which has had the most winners of the Champions League or the European Cup, as it was known before 1992, is Spain? Spain have had 19 winners. Real Madrid are the most successful team in the competition's history. When the competition started in 1955, they won it again and again. In fact, they won it 5 times in a row. In total, they have won the European Cup and the Champions League trophy 14 times. The only other Spanish team to win the competition is Barcelona, who have won it 5 times themselves. The other Spanish team who have come so close is Atletico Madrid, who have been in 3 finals, but they've won none of them. The second most successful country in terms of winners is England. England have had more teams win the competition than any other country. 5 English clubs have won the title since 1955. Can you guess who they are? Number 1 is Manchester United, who've won it 3 times. Chelsea, who have won it twice. Liverpool, who've won it 6 times. Aston Villa, who've won it once. And Nottingham Forest, who have won it twice. And the third most successful country is Italy, and their teams have won it 12 times. These were all wins between AC Milan, Inter Milan and Juventus. The music for the Champions League is a very famous piece of music due to its link with the competition. Here's what it sounds like. That was a choir performing the anthem. Weren't they brilliant? The piece of music is simply called Champions League, and it was put together by a man called Tony Britton, who is from Britain. The piece of music is played by the television companies who are showing the matches, and it's also played in the stadium at different times before and after the matches, and nowadays is the most famous piece of music in football. In fact, did you know that Erling Haaland's alarm tone in the morning to get him up is the theme music for the Champions League? The winner of the entire competition gets the Champions League trophy. It's made out of silver, it's 2 foot 4 inches tall, and it weighs about the same as 3 PlayStations. From 1969 and leading up all the way to 2009, any club that either won the competition 3 times in a row or won it 5 times overall got to keep the trophy in their official trophy cabinet forever. 5 teams in total own an official version of the trophy, and these include Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Ajax and AC Milan. The trophy costs about £8,000 to make and is one of the most wanted trophies in sport. The most successful player in the history of the competition was a Real Madrid player called Francisco Paco Gento, who won it 6 times, all with Real Madrid. There have been a few players who've won it 5 times, including Gareth Bale, we've done an episode on him, Cristiano Ronaldo, we've done an episode on him, Luka Modric, we've done an episode on him, and also the likes of Casemiro and Benzema. We're going to do episodes on them in the not so distant future. The player with the most Champions League appearances is of course Cristiano Ronaldo, who has played in 183 Champions League games for Manchester United, Real Madrid and the Italian side Juventus. Can you guess who is the highest goal scorer of all time in the competition? Yep, it's him again, Cristiano Ronaldo. He tops the list with 140 goals, and in second place it's Lionel Messi with 129 brilliant goals himself. Some of the most exciting Champions League or European Cup finals have involved English teams. Manchester United in 1999 came from behind to win in one of the most dramatic few minutes of football ever played. In 2005, Liverpool were 3-0 down and scored 3 goals in a matter of minutes to make it 3-3. They then went on to win that game in penalties. And all the way back in 1982, Aston Villa beat the German powerhouse Bayern Munich 1-0 to secure their first and only ever win of the competition. The European Cup and Champions League has brought so many special games, and over the years it's created so many special memories. I hope that you've enjoyed listening and learning about the competition so far. And remember, if you know someone who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about Football for Kids. And whether you're playing football soon, watching it on the telly or pitch side, I hope that you enjoy the game. See you next time.